What's up, hippo lovers? WTF happened in June and July. I was traveling last month, so we'll be double packed. We'll be super packed, as you can see with the list here already, and I will try to work through everything. Aiming for 20 minutes. Let's see if that will actually be a thing or not. Let's start off with some very mixed news, probably the biggest story of this month. Jordan winning his very first tournament. That is not an invitational or a regional one. And it is called Admirals League, €2,000 prize pool, and went through some really big names there, as we can see. Beat Dragonstar, beat Mihai, beat Doubt and ACCM in the finals. And got himself €800. And I tried to look it up. German Championship, obviously won by him. And then Top Expert League in 2014. Kind of his biggest achievements when it comes to first places in non-team game tournaments. So a bit of a surprise, still probably considered to be a top 3 player that has never won a major tournament or not an S-tier tournament together with Willisse and MBL. And he also had some really, really bad news for his fans this month, that he said that streaming is not financially sustainable for him anymore. Obviously, Twitch is declining a bit, or not declining itself, but the payout is declining on Twitch, and he feels he can't continue like he is. YouTube is not financially worth it for him as well, and I will link you down below his statement and you can view the full thing, which obviously is a very unfortunate thing. He said he is aiming to do 50 hours of streaming while having a full-time job, and he still wants to compete in tournaments, which will be tricky, right? He's one of the hardest workers in Age of Empires, especially out of the top players. Like, he really needs to grind those games. Will be interesting to see if he can still perform in the top tournaments. And also 50 hours of streaming per month while doing 30 hours per week as a job. Kind of interesting. Data analyst, he's already starting to learn some coding. Is streaming that in the mornings. People enjoy that, and feedback has been incredible towards him. So many people saying how much they love his streams, how much they are sad that he is stopping full-time streaming. Still there, still in GL. And yeah, that's it. Sad news. Also, we had some discussions then on stream and thinking about who is full-time and who is not. We came up with this list as of full-time right now. The ones in the brackets at the bottom are the kind of questionable ones that could maybe live off it. Not 100% sure if they actually do. And yeah, so this is obviously only content creation, right? There are a lot of people that work actually developing the game, but this is like YouTubers, Twitchers, whatever social media platform they're using, Douyu. And this is the list that we came up with. Could be slightly wrong, maybe 1-2 names missing, but this is the rough idea as of end of July 2023. People that do Age of Empires to full-time content creation wise. Yeah, next topic. Reddit had obviously the weird hiccups in May, and in June an old mod that created the AOE 2 subreddit unmodded mass amounts of mods on Reddit itself and deleted mass amounts of posts. And there were like people trying to complain, and it was a chaotic week at least, where like even people that were simply asking about an in-game mod were instantly deleted. And then the creator wanted to go for a discussion thread and deleted that one after he got too much backlash as well, or they got too much backlash as well. And everyone saying this is like dictatorship, it was absolutely horrible. There was one person that defended this action, that was Grathrang. Got a lot of negative responses there about his view on Twitter. And obviously, the status before with the questionable mod in May was not great. The status now felt even worse. It kind of stabilized now, but a shaky week, and there was an option where I think the AOE 2 Reddit might have been deleted. But it didn't happen, and now it's kind of all back to normal, it feels like, but it certainly felt really, really weird. Alcatraz. Not the prison, but trying to escape from something is a scenario that came out. It basically is, you have one villager and try to get to the end of this maze. And people are trying to figure out how they're doing it. This is one of Viper's first tries, for example. Like you're trying to quick wall, all those units will attack you.
I failed already. They won't attack walls or gates. Okay. Okay.
And he streams his process, tries to go through, tries to go different walls, and people are trying to go for better results more and more. And there are multiple series of this, really, really entertaining if you want to try it yourself. And yeah, world records have been broken every single day while this was really active, and lots of YouTube videos about this. Obviously, the approaches from the start are completely different to the solved solutions later in the end. Which brings us to some more tournaments. Just for the completion, we had Nations Cup finishing very early in June. And the winner in the end was China against Canada there. Canada came from the winner bracket, had even the 1-0 lead because of it. In the end, 4-1 on that final day. Finland got third, so the three big names there to finish it out. Then we had Masters of Arena, $10,000 tournament organized by John Slow. $10,000, as I said, on the line. And Tero in the end, after beating quite a tough bracket with Kingston, Viper, Valas, and Winchester, took it down. Pretty nice win for him and $2,000 in his pocket. Then we have the Delicious World Cup. Yeah, a 3v3 tournament with some special maps, right? They are creative. They are all like food-based, as you can see here. Well, not all of them food-based, but lots of them. And yeah, as you can see, pretty wild there in a 3v3 scenario, and really entertaining for a lot of people. The prize pool a bit on the Mimi side, as you can see here as well. And players have enjoyed it quite a bit. And in the end, the big two names actually went through, but some of the second tier names actually fell because of group stage performances that started off with the best of one. We had some people falling, or was it? Against Amigos. So Omi fell, and White Wolf Palace lost to Barbaguettes. Yeah, Barbaguettes, the team with Sitoto, Gao, and Miguel, lost 2-3 in the final four, so barely didn't make it. And this weekend, right when this one is uploaded, we were for Baguettes against My Insanity with Daniel, freaking Andy Magugu, and Anotov in the third place match on Saturday. And Sunday, the big finals, Gamer Legion against Aftermath, the dream final that everyone was hoping for. Which brings us to a bit of a controversy there when it comes to this tournament. Obviously, it is summer, and we were in a spot where a lot of people are traveling, where a lot of, like, I'm attending like 3 weddings in 1 month, and like people do stuff, right? Like most of the time. Memp, obviously one of the most professional, most dedicated people we have in this scene, and was not happy that some schedule was changed. For example, one Sunday match was moved to a Friday match. Sunday, obviously, the best day for broadcasting in general. And yeah, a Friday, not the worst thing, but Mem not too happy, and it got a lot of traction and a lot of people disagreeing with him. As you can see here, Hera, Viper tried to be understanding, and lots of players trying to give their input there. And this is the very old discussion that I had multiple times as well, in the sense that it is a bit players versus tournament organizers, right? The goal of a tournament organizer is to grow your channel, grow the game, get a lot of viewers, have everything smooth. And for the players, obviously, they have their own interests, right? And coming together there is not always 100% easy. This time, the admin decided, okay, I will guarantee you better, or like will allow you to have better starting times. You don't have to play when it's very inconvenient for you. And obviously, viewer numbers were not perfect there. We had some really shocking lower viewer numbers in some of the smaller games, but obviously the big games are still to come. And the other big games that we had already were covered and had really solid viewer numbers there as well. Ironically, quarterfinals of KOTD, for example, were during the week as well. So trying to pack everything in is sometimes necessary, and I think it's not the worst thing ever to have a match during the week. Yeah, but obviously it's better to have it in the weekend. Then with Masters of Arena, there were some controversies behind the scenes. People kind of disagreed with Jon Slow, and then they all disbanded. So Clown Legion, no more members. Nothing of value was lost. $12,000 tournament that is paying out in crypto. Interesting tournament starting here. It is called Clash of Empires, hosted by the Argentinian. Where do we have you? Nacho. There he is. And yeah, the Who's Who is signing up. We have 6 invited players. The qualification lineup is pretty packed here as well, and people are really grinding for it. Will be interesting to see. Maple, as you saw, is on the standard side with some newer mixed things in. Just a big question mark. Crypto had some controversy. Obviously, it's not liked by everyone. For example, I think this would potentially not work with a Microsoft sponsored tournament, I think. And this obviously is in qualification stage as we are watching this. AOE Zone takeover. For some people that don't know, there was basically very old forums like Legion Clan in the past, and then there was one great website that basically had all Age of Empires combined called AOC Zone. And then was renamed to AOE Zone when Age of Empires 3, 4, the definitive editions were on the horizon. And that was founded by PKZ, the father of the Viper, and was basically the hub for all Age of Empires. But had real big problems in the last 3 years that it was not moderated at all. And was extremely toxic. And basically that resulted into no tournament organizers promoting their tournament there anymore, except like there were exceptions. Let's say some big tournament organizers were not promoting there anymore, and it heavily declined. And now we have one person buying that website actually via 2 or 3 steps here and saying, okay, I want to change a lot, and this gives this website with a lot of soul and a lot of history another fighting chance in my books. Let's see. Right now traction is not high, might be a bit too late where not much can be saved, but still maybe give it a try. Certainly a good place in the past to discuss strategies. Huang, the player with most games in Age of Empires 2 in the first 2 or 3 years when the game came out, the master of Celts, he alone was responsible that Celts were nerfed, Celts were changed, because he was playing 98% Celts on the ladder and crushed the very best with his weird all-in strategies. And he was sick in January, deleted his YouTube channel, and was not there for 7 months, and is now back and is playing again. Streamed some, and an absolute meme lord. Lots of fans because of his very unique style. First show matches with him started as well, and good to have him back. And he felt like reasonably happy. Okay, then let's go to double clip of the month, and one of them will feature Jordan just to honor him a bit as well. And you don't see the onager, but you still see the disaster. So his onagers clicked the tree there, then obviously shot the tree to cut it. The bombard cannons moved around and he killed his own 3 bombard cannons. John did not anticipate that, but got a bit overwhelmed. And speaking of fails, I have a really good one for you. It doesn't look like it, but trust me when I say we are watching a 2.2k player here. It is a cast by other Germans. It is a 3v3 tournament. And you hear how one caster is looking at this, the other co-caster is looking at the back. Because as you can see on the minimap, Blue is trying to dock here. And, well, stuff is not really going in his direction.
We lost 2 wilds against that. And, oh, that's painful.
I think this was just a brilliant play by Fujita, but not enough in the end. First villager goes down. He just has to micro against the scout and the villager. I think this is the part where it's just better to leave one villager. Rest in peace right
2.2k player.
Just
Lost
try
another
to
villager there.
do the
3
best
wilds down
one
already
behind it.
at the 5-minute mark. And
I
as you
think
can
he
see,
now
food not really under the town
also
center.
shoots down the boar.
Horrible start.
My boss
And now,
only- which-
well,
how
the
much
boar
HP?
really low on HP as well. And
It's
yeah,
on 2
poor
HP,
Terz there.
3 HP now, so one
How
shot.
is he finishing this
So
clip?
one shot now, okay.
Yeah. He's just killing it from the range. With
Oh, no. Oh, that's...
Oh, as I said, 2.2k working there. Yeah, sometimes you have those hiccup games where nothing is going your way. Yeah, that basically brings us to the moment where I talk about what's happening in the next weeks. And we have Hera hosting a tournament, $7,000 tournament, featuring all the champions of 2022. He himself will cover everything, organize everything, and each day starts at 14 GMT, and it will be a set of all 5 players playing a round robin best of 21 between Hera, Tato, Viper, Winchester, and Mr. Yo. As you can see, relatively flat payout structure. Everyone has to play 4 best of 21, so I think that makes a lot of sense there for sure. And it's simply starting just this week, right? Look at that, 4 days to go. When you see this video, like 3 or 2 days to go. Simply the full August. That will happen and will get a lot of coverage. Also, crazy amount of maps here. Yeah, I can show you the schedule so you can see what you want to see. Probably the highlight here, Hera vs Viper. On the 5th of August and 6th of August, the second day. Map pool, I wanted to show you because I kind of like it. Yeah, map categories. And basically you pick one, the opponent picks one out of this category and then it's closed. And therefore that should have a pretty solid mix of all maps. Then we have T90's Titans League continuing. This is not Platinum League, but the Gold League before that. And yeah, some really strong names are in there. Groups are out as well. As you can see, Burner Group here. Group A has 3 crazy people there with Nikov, Hart, and Sebastian trying to fight to go up. Probably Group C, probably the most level one, and a Burner as well. And I squeezed in as well, in case you missed it. Yeah, so Gold League happening there as well. Obviously not the main prestigious one. If you're missing one of the big names, they are waiting in the Platinum League there, the very big boys. And that will happen the month after that, after Gold finishes. And then Warlords 2 was announced. Another tournament hosted by MEM, I think in October. So relatively early announced. Not a lot of info around it. MEM mainly made it so people know that the tournament is happening. And so he can gather a bit of feedback and players know ahead of time. So good to know. And this was it from me. Wrapped it in under 20 minutes. Hello. And yeah. From here on, I will be back with regular every month updates. That's it from me. Goodbye, Hippo lovers.